Hey guys, welcome to the video. I know you're going to get a lot out of this. We got a lot of information. So if you want to grab a pen and paper, pull up a notepad on your phone or smart device, whatever you got to do to make sure you're getting the absolute most out of the presentation. But today we're going to be talking about perma-diets. You know, those people that are always on a diet permanently, chronically, 24/7, and the difference between that and living the fat loss lifestyle and making it permanent. So you're going to be shocked to discover just how close you are to the body of your dreams and the health and energy that you want. In fact, it's kind of irritating when you really realize how close most people are. They're just missing a couple of key components. You're not as far away as you think you are. And why should you hang around until the very end? Well, the first thing is I'm gonna be blowing your mind with a lot of the things I'm going to be telling you. But the second reason is just for sticking around, we're going to be emailing you a free copy of our fat loss PDF. It's got 42 delicious fat loss recipes. They're put together by a nutritionist slash chef. He happens to do both. And we had him put together an awesome cookbook for our clients. And we want to share that with you. So we're going to send it right to your inbox just for watching. Now, who is this for? If this describes you, this is for you. If you're having a hard time losing weight, if you're having a hard time sustaining that weight loss, right? You lose it, then it comes right back, and sometimes it brings its friends. You lose, and then you gain even more than you lost. If you feel disgusting and hate the way you look, I'm going to be completely straight up because I have been there. You hate your body, you hate the way you feel, you hate the way you look, you hate shopping for clothes, you just feel like crap about yourself, and you need someone to hold you accountable and keep you on track because let's be real, friends and family, even if they have your best interest at heart, a lot of times they really just enable the crappy habits, and you need someone who's not going to allow that to happen. This is also for you if you have low energy, low self-esteem, you're tired of those stuck-up trainers. You know the ones I'm talking about. They've never struggled with weight loss, and yet they seem to think that they're the experts on it, and they're super condescending about it to boot. And your love life is suffering. This is something that not a lot of people talk about, but guess what? If you can't love yourself, if you can't be comfortable with yourself, it puts a strain on all your intimate relationships, both romantic and non-romantic. So it does put a strain on your relationships with others, and that's a little more of a personal thing, but it's important. It definitely affects your quality of life, and not a lot of people talk about it. It's also for you if you're on a ton of meds, whether heart disease, cholesterol, diabetes, whether for mental illness, right? Depression, anxiety. There's definitely a lot of times when you do need these meds, but I can speak from personal experience as someone who has been on antidepressants, who has been diagnosed with depression. I definitely wouldn't have needed as much medication as I received if I had a healthy relationship with my body, if I wasn't so full of self-loathing, if I didn't have such poor self-esteem. It definitely made a problem that was already there much worse. And this is also for you if you want to be around to see your grandkids, because point blank, I'm going to be completely straight up, this is definitely, being unable to control your health, unable to control your nutrition is a problem that takes years off your life, and that is no exaggeration. It's not for you if you don't want to improve your self-esteem, right? You're okay with hating yourself. If you like being unhealthy, or my absolute favorite, you have a victim mentality, right? I was never taught how to eat right. I was never taught how to exercise. Guess what? I wasn't either. But I found a way and I made it work, and I'm willing to give you that information in this presentation. It's not for you if you're small-minded, right? I already know everything. If you already know everything, you probably wouldn't be here. If you value money more than your life, because guess what? If you're alive and healthy, you can make more money. If you're dead and sick, you can't make more money. And it's not for you if the idea of dying 20 years younger than you should sounds awesome. So I want you to imagine what your life would be like. Close your eyes if you need to. If you could eat and train however the heck you wanted and still have the body of your dreams and not rely on a coach for the rest of your life, all right? So I'm going to break down the science for you of how this works in a few minutes, but I want you to think, all right, what would you do? What would you wear? Would you maybe start going to social events? Maybe start going to pool parties? go on vacation to tropical destinations because you're not ashamed to be in a bathing suit. You're not going to be the only person wearing a t-shirt over your bathing suit. Maybe you'd go to your kids' school functions, right? Maybe now you're afraid because you don't want to be labeled, quote unquote, the fat mom. So you just don't go because you're embarrassed and you're afraid of embarrassing your kid. What are all the things that your weight and your health are holding you back from? What would you do if you reached your goals? What would you be able to accomplish? Go back. There we go. You can tell how tech savvy I am. So the sad part about most diets is they're restrictive for zero reasons that are science based, right? Oh, you got to cut out this, you got to cut out that. This is bad for you. This is the one thing that's making you fat. That none of that is grounded in any scientific fact whatsoever. One thing you're going to know about me, if you don't already know about me, is I'm very anti BS. I'm very anti gimmick. I'm very anti quick fix. And anytime they say, oh, cut out this one thing to burn all the fat off your body, they're lying because that's not how it works. Most diets guilt trip you for enjoying foods, right? Good foods versus bad foods. The amount of times people have confessed to me what they had over the weekend, and I'm like, I'm not a priest, and you didn't sin. You didn't do something bad. Stop acting like you're confessing a murder to me. But it's a very, very bad, poor mindset that we've instilled in people. It's a very dysfunctional mindset. A lot of diets are crash diets in the sense that you can't maintain the results because they don't teach you how to maintain. Now we can go to the next slide. So this was me. This was I've been all over the place. So I started out at 165-ish and then I dropped down to around 130. And that was done unsustainably. That was lots and lots and lots of cardio. And this was in high school. So I literally spent hours in the gym. I'm not even joking, hours in the gym. And I was obsessive, completely obsessive about the quality of foods and eating healthy. Dropped down to 130. The way I did it was super unhealthy, but people didn't know that. So they were like, wow, you look great. And now my negative habits were being positively reinforced. So I kept doing it, but it's definitely not sustainable. And I crashed. And as you can see, the 130 went up to the highest I ever stepped on a scale. I was 197, but I'm going to be completely honest with myself. It was definitely higher than that. Fast forward to now where I'm sitting comfortably at around 155, and if you look at the difference between my starting weight and my now weight, it on the scale is only a 10-pound difference, but the difference in body composition is astounding. It's definitely completely different. So I want to show you that I've been all over the place, but also definitely realize that the end number on the scale doesn't reflect your overall health because I am at 155, much healthier than I was at 130, and way healthier than I was at my starting weight at 165. So that's something to keep in mind. So I lost weight, like I said, super restrictive diet, hours, literally hours of cardio, and anxiety over calories. If I went over calories, if I had something that was too many calories, I would literally have anxiety over it. That's zero exaggeration, literal anxiety. And this ties in again to, being on meds and the depression and the anxiety and the OCD. Basically, the issues I had were manifesting themselves in the form of being super controlling about my diet, and definitely not a healthy, sustainable way to live. So I want you to imagine what your life would be like if you could do what I'm literally doing right now, which is I'm training how I want. I love how I train. I'm eating how I like. Happen to really like Oreos, and I eat Oreos fairly consistently. That never would have happened back when I was eating super dysfunctionally without inducing a panic attack anyway. I would have felt horrible about it. And I'm loving my life and I'm loving the way I feel. And how would you feel if that's something that I could show you how to do? So I want you guys to understand these permanent dieters, right? The perma-dieters, they restrict random food groups, again, for no true science-backed reason. Unless you're allergic to something or you have an intolerance, or it's an ethical thing, right? If you happen to be cutting out certain food products for ethical, moral, religious reasons. Other than that, there's really no reason to be cutting things out at all. It doesn't make any sense. These are also people that obsess over food, right? Sounds very similar to how I used to be. Now, and they also hop from diet program to diet program. The record I have seen, and one person I've spoken to, was a week. She told me that she went keto for a week and it didn't work. Now, keto, right? Look at that first bullet point, restricts random food groups for no true science-backed reason. Keto has decided that carbs are bad for you, and actually the original purpose of the ketogenic diet was to treat people with epilepsy. So it was created for medical purposes, and it takes longer than a week to go into ketosis, which is the state you are in when you deplete carbs to that extent. It takes much more than a week. So after a week, she decided that it didn't work, and she hopped over to, I believe, paleo, which again restricts random food groups for no true science-backed reason. But she was hopping from program to program because she wanted it quick. And these permanent dieters also, when they mess up, they throw in the towel and they binge. Look at my before and after, right? Look at my weight timeline. Went from 130 to 200. Talk about binging, man. Like that is an extreme example. But again, I've been there. I get it. Sucks. So I've lived that and I've had to overcome that. So compare that with my lifestyle recalibration clients. And we call it a lifestyle recalibration because it's not just follow this cookie cutter meal plan and get results. Everybody is different. All right. Everyone's individual. Everyone's very, very different genetically in terms of lifestyle, in terms of tastes and habits. And that needs to be respected and taken into consideration. So my lifestyle recalibration clients enjoy food on a daily basis. They enjoy it. They understand how to splurge responsibly without feeling dirty about it. They don't see good versus bad foods. Those are terrible labels to put on food. They don't track obsessively. A lot of them don't even really track calories consistently, and their diet enhances their life. They get to go to the party and enjoy the wine. They get to go on vacation and be on the beach and feel good about their body. They get to go to the beach. They get to go to the wedding and feel good in the outfit they picked out, right? They get to enjoy their life and enjoy the food that is there too. So, have you ever experienced any of these issues with any diets or meal plans or coaches or gyms or trainers? A restrictive, boring food list. Only eat off this list, the approved food list. We've really, there's no reason why we've approved these foods. We just picked them and you're going to eat them. We didn't ask if you like them or not, right? A meticulous and tedious tracking style, being told that any one food is bad. Don't eat bread, right? For some reason, one food item is always blamed for America's obesity epidemic, and I can guarantee you it is not that simple. If you've ever not known how to maintain results because you've had a bad coach, or, maybe you've done a nutrition challenge through a gym, and then the moment the challenge is done, support stops, and now you're left to fend for yourself. Have you ever been told you got to work out every single day to see results? You ever been told that only one form of exercise is effective? That's a lie. If you've ever been sold fat burners or detoxes or been made to do dangerous movements, maybe you told your coach, hey, I have a bad meniscus, I have a torn ACL, I have insert injury here, and they made you do something that was absolutely stupid for someone with your injury because, again, they're not listening. They're not making a program for you. It's this cookie cutter garbage that they just toss out to people once you've paid whatever their asking price is. That's dangerous. So the first element of what I go over with my clients is nutrition. So at the end of the day, your weight is dictated by calories in versus calories out. Ideally, for your long-term health, we want a balanced ratio of carbohydrates, fats, and protein. So example of a carb is like fruit or brown rice. An example of a fat would be olive oil or almonds. An example of a protein would be something like fish or steak or a protein supplement, right? The key to this, though, is even though that's going to dictate the weight and balancing that ratio of carbs and making sure they come and fats and proteins and making sure they come from good sources is also important for long-term health. We want to make sure this is sustainable. Can you do it forever? If you can't, it sucks. Get rid of it. It's really that simple. If you can't do it forever, if it causes you stress, it's not good. Don't do it. So when you build a lifestyle recalibration meal plan, right? And this is something that we really need to dial in because people ask some stupid questions. People ask, oh, well, we need your age, your activity level, your sex, your goals. I've seen trainers ask for blood type, which is dumb. I literally have seen people ask for an astrological sign, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. What they don't ask is, what do you like to eat? Right? That matters, because if you hate everything on the food list, do you think you're going to stick to it? Absolutely freaking not. You're not going to do it. So, if we're building a lifestyle recalibration meal plan, the biggest thing we need to know is, what do you like to eat? Because we're going to take what you like to eat, we're going to teach you how to eat it in the right amounts so that the calories make sense. All right. The second element is going to be exercise. Now, the most common questions are, how many hours per week can you commit to fitness? What are your prior injuries? What are your medical conditions? But nobody asks, what kind of exercise do you actually like to do? What if you hate exercise? And I'm telling you, you need to work out every day. Do you think you're going to stick to my program? Probably not. All right. So we have to make sure that you are moving in a way that you enjoy. Maybe you like yoga. Maybe you like running. Maybe you like weight training. Maybe you hate cardio. Maybe you hate weight training. Maybe your exercise program is literally just going to be a 10-minute walk every day. Whatever it's got to be customized to you. So when we build this fitness program custom to you, yeah, we need to know your goals and your time commitment. Because if you're super busy, you don't have 10 hours to spend in the gym every day. We need to know your injuries so we don't hurt you. We need to know what equipment you have available, but we got to know, do you like stretching? Do you like cardio? Do you like weights? Do you have any active hobbies that would basically count as a workout, right? Maybe hiking and biking, things like that. Do you hate working out? Maybe for you, we really just got to focus on diet because you detest working out and it's not gonna happen. Remember, everyone's an individual. And the third element is going to be recalibrating your mindset. People are programmed to have guilt over enjoying food. They eat emotionally. They're obsessed over healthy eating. The technical term for this is orthorexia nervosa. So everyone's heard of anorexia, which is not eating, but orthorexia is obsession over healthy eating to the point of it causing anxiety. A lot of people are obsessed with the scale, particularly women, and obsessed with demonizing certain food groups. Oh my God, artificial sweeteners. Oh my God, gluten. Oh my God, bread. Again, unless you have an allergy to something or an intolerance to something, there's really no legitimate scientifically backed reason to avoid any food group. Um, so when we build this mindset, we train our clients to understand that one meal doesn't make you fit and one meal doesn't make you fat. And to help them understand that there's no good foods and there's no bad foods. Those are terrible labels. There's foods that are going to make your goals easier to hit and goals that are going to make food that's going to make your goals harder to hit. So I'll give an example. If I want to lose weight, Oreos are going to make it a little harder to hit my goals because they do have a good amount of calories in them. So I have to really take into consideration the fact that I'm using a lot of my daily calories on the Oreos. It doesn't make it a bad food, it's just going to make it a little trickier to hit my goals. I hope that makes sense. And we want to make sure that they realize they are now operating in a guilt-free zone. I'm not a priest. You didn't sin. You don't have to confess what you ate to me, right? You can eat whatever you want in the right quantities. So who the heck am I? Why should you listen to me? Now, if you want to pause the video and run through all the certifications and letters after my name, go for it. I really just put them up there because I want people to know that I'm not just some weirdo that wandered in and made a video, all right? I've been doing this for about 10 years now. I've helped thousands of people lose weight and keep it off for good. I'm a competitive athlete. I'm nationally ranked in powerlifting in 2 divisions and in 2 weight classes. The bottom is me squatting 455 in Ohio. That was my last meet as of recording this video. That was a pretty heavy squat, but made the lift, it counted, so that was awesome. And again, it's how I like to train. Just because I like to train that way doesn't mean you like to train that way. So whatever program you get is customized to you. Doesn't matter that I like weight training. If you hate weight training, there's no way I'm going to make you do it, so I'm not going to try to make you do it. It's not going to work for you. But I've been doing this long enough to know that losing weight is just a matter of finding out what works for you and sticking with it. So, with that in mind, really, this program that I've developed with my clients is the culmination of my own journey, as well as 10 years of seeing what works, what doesn't, how other people do things, and it's failed terribly. So, I've seen what to do and what not to do, which honestly I truly feel is just as important. So if you've experienced any of this, right, you've had a hard time losing weight, hard time sustaining that weight loss, me, right? You feel disgusting, you hate the way you look. I remember back to school shopping in the maternity section, and crying in the dressing room. So it doesn't get much worse than that. If you need someone to hold you accountable and keep you on track, right, not enable you, but actually give you a gentle slap in the right direction. If you have low energy, low self esteem, you're tired of the know it all stuck up trainers that haven't been through what you're going through, but act like they know it all anyway. And your love life is suffering because if you hate yourself, you can't open up and be relaxed around other people. That's the truth of it. So you have two options, right? You have a fork in the road. Option A, you can live through this emotional weight loss roller coaster in the hopes that eventually you figure it out. Spoiler alert, most people never do, and they lose their lives in the process. Part of the reason I'm so passionate about this is my father passed away due to obesity related causes. He was in his mid 40s, so he was young. And a lot of people seem to think the stuff isn't going to catch up to them until they're in their 60s or 70s, and that is wrong, 100% wrong. It will catch up to you much sooner than you think, so you might never have the opportunity to figure it out. And I'm not saying that to scare people, I say that out of genuine concern. I really do believe that my line of work is saving lives and making sure that people live long, healthy, happy lives. So I take this super, super seriously. And your second option, option B, you can skip through all the pain and suffering because I already went through that, so why the hell should you have to? You could learn a proven and tested system from someone who's lost 40 to 50 pounds twice and then successfully implemented it with clients. Because guess what? There's a lot of people that know how to do it themselves, but do not know how to teach other people how to do it. I've done it with thousands of people, stay-at-home moms, corporate professionals, men, women. My oldest client was in their mid 70s, people with injuries, people with different, all kinds of demanding jobs, all kinds of lifestyles, all kinds of backgrounds and medical conditions, right? I count myself lucky to have experienced what I've experienced because it enables me to help people a lot more effectively. So, if you want to see how this can be implemented for you, customized for you, made for you, over the next 5 days, my team and I have set aside some time to talk with you personally, see if we can help you. We'll talk for about 45 minutes. We'll map out an exact action plan for you so that you can hit your health and body goals this year. So, this call is probably going to be the most valuable 45 minutes you'll spend working on yourself this year. Together, we're going to dial in your health, your life goals, and get absolute clarity on how to reach your goals as fast and efficiently as possible and keep them. Hold on to them. That's important. And if you want to work with me or one of my coaches personally to get your body to where you want it to be, and if we both think you'd be a good fit, I might invite you to become one of our new VIP body transformation clients. I'm not bluffing when I say we're actually pretty picky. There's a lot of people that think just by virtue of hiring a coach, the fat is going to melt off their bodies. If you're not willing to learn a little bit, if you're not willing to put in a little bit of work, there is no program in existence that will work for you ever. Nothing's going to work unless you do. So if that's the case, we're going to walk you through what it would look like, take you through an overview of my program that's designed to give you a simple and systemized fitness approach with maximum freedom. I expect clients to start seeing results within 7 days, a week. We've pushed this training to a lot of people. My team and I can only accommodate about 30 phone calls over the next 5 days. So if this is something you're serious about, book a call down below under the video and fill out the questionnaire.